Hello and welcome, this is Luke Ellis, also known as Dreams of Schemes. Just coming back to show off the final build of Legacy Corsairs, which is my final major project for year 2 of my H&D course. Essentially, last time I showed it, it was very much in a state of a good position with the code, the UI and everything, but it didn't really have the artwork that matched up to it. We do have the assets and stuff integrated into the game now. As you can probably see, it's looking a lot different. And I'm just going to do a quick showcase of what has changed, what's different, and where everything ended up. So we're currently on the pause menu, mainly because I wanted to show off the main menu from start to finish. So I'll just start that up now. Music will kick in a second as well. It's only off because it's in the background. So we'll quit there, which will take us back to the main menu. So as you can see, the main menu's changed quite a bit. It was a static picture before, but now it's actually an in-game background with, well, essentially moving characters. I felt that added a bit more flourish, a bit more polish to the game, sort of thing. So I wanted to add that just so that it wasn't a static screen that you'd get bored of after half a second, so that, you know, while you're, I don't know, thinking to yourself whether or not you want to go easy, medium or hard or something, you've got something in the background, just adds that bit of extra touch to it. All came about from having a funny idea based off, you know, old cartoons where sort of like something runs after something and then it gets chased back away and then that gets chased back the other way with loads of things. It was just meant to be like a small little Easter egg, which is why it stopped here, but essentially it just adds that a little bit extra to the main screen. I won't go into options because that's not changed. That's still just the resolution differences, so there's nothing new to see there. The rules, the only bit I've changed, and I won't read them all out. You can see them a bit better. Again, it might not be pulling through as much on the video, but essentially when you have it full screen in front of you, it's a lot clearer. And I felt that just switching around the colour scheme of that just highlighted that a bit more. And as you can probably see as well, all the buttons and everything have the same text, not text, the same font, just to give it that bit more universal style, I guess. Like even down to here, it was just a flat font before, but now it's just got that key theme recurring through it. So in game, again, not much has massively changed, so I'll only showcase this quickly. But essentially, well, not much has changed, he says, and then the entire scenery is completely different. What I more mean is, like, the gameplays remain the same, but as you can see, there's a lot more artwork in it now. You've got the walls and everything, and it's looking as cavernous as it should be. The light source is now the little fireflies in the cave, just to make it more authentic. You don't really want a lot of lighting underground, essentially. And as you can probably see just in the background, the new ships, rather than actually just appearing out of nowhere like they did before, they're actually, well, wait a couple of seconds. Yeah, so they're spawning off screen and moving on screen. So that's a slight touch different. So you're not always having to keep an eye on the same position because, you know, in case of them spawning on top of each other, you can actually just give it that bit of a leeway now. Damage-wise and health-wise and everything, it's remained largely unchanged. Easy mode is still basically a walk in the park. As you can see, there's only one neutral that's tried to come past in the time. And the AI, you know, it's still not phenomenal, but it moves just as it's wanted to. That is a slight bug actually at the moment. It was counting 3 enemies and one of them was out there. Because it's doing the same thing as the good guys moving on screen, well, as you can see there, they still have the potential to move off screen. That is something that I'm going to be fixing for the final build. Like there, it was visible on screen, but it counted as off, so that's just something that I'm going to need to tailor a bit, but the main function's there. And victory screen as well. Again, rather than have it just a static image or anything like that, I figured, why not have it be something that like makes you feel a bit empowered about your victory? So here we have the pirate ships being produced from where they would be produced and where the neutral ships are coming from, indicating to players essentially that you've captured that, so yes, cool, move on to the next level sort of thing. You've also got the little Viking ships and the little neutral ship there to show what you had to come past, and the little town that was building all the ships is on fire, because why not? So quit obviously just completely quits the game, and play again brings you back to the main screen. Fairly straightforward. Hard is still about the same difficulty as well, so I'm not really going to show that one off. But for medium, I'm just going to show off something that wasn't working last time. Oh, and before I forget, the speed controls are now working. I can't remember if they were the first time. So essentially, at higher speeds, it will move around a lot faster, and at lower speeds, especially on 0, it's still receiving orders, as you can see from it turning, but essentially the speed value is as good as paused. Vikings are making it harder for me to showcase it because they've just marched in front of the neutral units, but as you can probably see, I've set them to spawn at a really high rate on medium just to showcase the defeat screen, essentially. The only other bit art-wise that's worth mentioning is, well, all of it's worth mentioning, of course, but you've got the ships around there, and you've got the little skull and crossbones to indicate that that's a pirate healing area. And you've got obviously these shipwreck variants of the ships as well, so it's all just sort of come together a bit more to tell the story of what's been going on here a little bit better. You know, that it's like it's used, and it's that there has been fighting going on here. But now that we hit 12, or in a second we hit 12, and there we go, we get a defeat screen, which is essentially the reverse of the victory one. You know, you can see all your ships wrecked, even if that's, you know, not necessarily what happened. That's what you tend to end up seeing on a lost screen. And you've got this little haunting melody, which I've got to admit was kind of Pirates of the Caribbean-esque. It just reminds me of Davy Jones's theme, so it was one that I sort of got from the composer of all of this, Electro Tweaky goes by online, and he sort of put it forward, and I couldn't resist when I heard it, that it just sounded so lilting and defeated that it just had to sort of go in. But yeah, essentially that's where it stands at. You've got the mechanics in the game, as you've seen, of the combat when you get close, the healing fountain in the bottom right corner. You have the neutral ships that spawn and provide the objective that you've got to try and deny. So I think it's quite a functional final build, to be honest. And now that it's got all the artwork there, I'm really impressed with where it's ended up, to be honest. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled, because I am going to be doing a trailer for it, in this sort of style of a game trailer, just for my show reel purposes. But for now, thank you for watching.